When the four girls first arrived at the university dormitory, the atmosphere was tense and full of silence. Each one carried her own suitcase, along with different dreams and burdens, but none of them knew how to start a conversation. Sarah, who came from a small town, hid her nervousness behind her usual calm demeanor. She sat on her bed, organizing her things without looking up. Beside her, Nada, the wealthy girl, carefully examined the room, trying to adjust to the simple place compared to her home. Miriam, who seemed visibly shy, avoided any eye contact and sat quietly drawing in her notebook. As for Layla, the bold and independent one, she tried to keep her emotions distant, pretending she didn't care. The first week passed slowly, filled with awkward silence. If one of them needed something, she would ask briefly and quickly. Everyone avoided long conversations, thinking their differences were too great to bridge. But things began to change gradually. One day, the electricity went out during a sudden storm, and the girls had to gather in one room due to the darkness and fear. Layla started telling funny stories from her childhood, making Miriam laugh out loud for the first time. Nada, who had been trembling with fear, felt reassured when Sarah sat beside her and said, "Don't worry, everything will be fine." The next day, Miriam forgot her room keys inside. She tried to open the door without success, until Nada decided to help her with a clever solution. After several attempts and lots of laughter, they succeeded in opening the door, and Miriam shyly said, "Thank you, I couldn't have done it without you." As the days passed, the girls began to grow closer. They shared meals, talked about their dreams and fears, and supported each other. But sweet moments don't always last. Nada faced heavy pressure from her family to change her major to something they wanted, and she broke down one night. Layla sat beside her and said, "This is your future, not theirs. We'll be here to support you no matter what." In another instance, Miriam felt discouraged due to a negative comment about one of her drawings from a professor. While she angrily tore up the drawing, Sarah intervened, saying, "Your talent doesn't need anyone's approval. What I saw in your painting wasn't just art, it was life." When Sarah caught a bad cold during exam season, the girls rallied together to take care of her. Nada brought her medicine, Miriam made her soup, and Layla helped her study for her exams. Despite all the challenges they faced, being together made everything seem easier. One night, they sat on the dorm balcony, gazing at the stars. Layla joked, "Who would have thought I'd live with 3 strangers and love them like this?" Nada laughed and said, "Strangers? We're more like sisters now." Miriam smiled and said, "No matter what difficulties we face, our friendship was the best decision we ever made." Sarah added, with a grateful tone, "Because we're together, we can get through anything." As the stars lit up the sky, their hearts glowed with the love and support that bound them together, making every challenge seem just another experience in their strong friendship.